Hi friends! Thanks for joining me today for this practice in the art of the 10-minute sun salutation. Hopefully you'll take away some things that might be helpful for you, and of course everything is optional, so just move or don't move in whatever ways truly feel best to your body here and now. Obviously I've recorded this on a beautiful day, and maybe you can hear the background of the rain outside today. But plant your feet at the front of your space. Take a few breaths to just feel your toes and get grounded. Maybe take some gentle neck stretches, and then inhale your arms overhead. Hang there with a stretch, maybe even interlace fingers and press palms up for a few deep breaths. A little side bend, planting through the feet and the heels especially, and engaging the core. A little side bend each way. Take another big breath in, opening your chest up towards the sky. Maybe even linger there and let your arms drop back as you dive slowly forward, leading with your heart. A gentle forward fold. Inhale, lift about halfway, a nice strong back and core as you do, and then step one foot back, left foot back. Take a few breaths in this lunge. Now you might rock forward and back on the ball of that back foot, keeping the front foot planted. Squeeze the legs here to engage them safely, and then drop the knee. Stay strong in the legs as you come on up. Take a couple breaths. Option to extend the arms overhead, option to look up, or any which way that feels best to you. Sometimes just hand to the heart and belly can be nice. You could take the arms behind for a stretch, maybe inhale, open, exhale to gently round, a little cat and cow of the spine. Flexion and extension, opening as you inhale. And then plant that right arm on the right leg. Take the left arm up and over to the right. So we're planting firmly through this strong left leg. As we reach that left arm up and over and breathe into that left side body. And then let's take a gentle twist to the right. Right arm reaches back behind you. Deep breaths. You can keep that left arm on that right leg, or you could extend it forward. Maybe look forward and reach that left arm up as the back arm drapes behind. Another deep breath or two here. Strong through the legs, then planting the hands, stepping back into plank with or without the knees. So you could always drop the knees to the ground. Take a few breaths here. And if you like a little add-on, you can slowly alternate tapping one knee and then the other. Or if you have knees down in your plank, alternate straightening one and the other. Then we'll both drop to the knees and slowly roll down. Coming into just rest on our bellies. Rest your head on your hands. You might like to bend your knees and rock them slowly side to side, or it might just feel good to lay flat. Deep belly breaths against the ground. Relaxing your head and your upper body. If you're rocking the legs, it might feel good to take them over to one side. And for a few breaths, see how that feels in your hips and pelvis and low back. You could even circle the feet around. And depending upon your body, this may or may not feel good to you, so you could have always just had them out straight. And then when you're ready, plant your hands by your ribs, tucked in tight. Elbows are in as well. Play around with some cobras here. Gently lifting the back of the head and heart as you breathe in. And exhaling slowly down as you breathe out. So inhale to gently roll up using back body strength. Your core is engaged and your low back and glutes are pressing down towards the ground to protect. And next time you lift up, maybe you hover there for a few breaths, checking out some different alignment choices for your neck. And when you're ready, come up to a tabletop and we'll come into puppy pose. So from tabletop, walking the forearms forward and then draping the chest and belly and resting the head down. Sometimes this can feel like a bit of pressure in the upper body. So if you're feeling too much pressure there, you want to gently draw your hips backwards. Maybe just energetically is enough to relieve that upper body pressure, or draw the hips gently back until you feel that release in the upper body. It might even help to gently press down with the fingers or the palms. And if this doesn't feel good to you, puppy pose, you could melt back into child's pose. That's where we're going next anyway. Knees could be wide, or you might have knees closer together. Arms can outstretch or drape at your low back can be nice. Resting the head on the mat or a pillow or a block if it doesn't reach. Taking as many breaths here as you like. So you might stay here for 2 more minutes. You might stay here for 2 more breaths. Every shape is different in everyone's body. So just what feels good for me may or not feel good for you. When you're ready, gently sit all the way up. And you might just sit back on the feet, or you could switch to cross-legged if you like. Just a little spinal stretch. Exhaling to round into seated cat. Inhaling to open into seated cow. And maybe a gentle neck stretch, tucking the chin to the chest and rolling over to one side. Ear gently towards one shoulder. And staying tall and strong in the rest of your spine here, really firmly planted in your seat and legs. Just soften the neck. Just really carefully exploring this stretch here. And you might use the opposite hand for a little weight on the head for a gentler or for a slightly deeper stretch. And if that felt safe, just when you're ready, you might roll your chin back down towards your chest and over to the other side. Again, you could use this hand lightly on top of the head to help kind of guide that neck stretch, but no pressure or pulling. And then just clasp wrists or maybe even forearms or elbows behind your back. Sit tall, but tuck chin to chest for some deep breaths. And that might feel good to you. You could stay there. If cow face poses in your practice, you could take one arm high and the other low. And you could always access this if your hands don't touch. Most folks don't, probably. So you could have one hand facing out at your low back, the other palm facing in at your back of your head or your upper back, and then you could stay there or slide the hands closer together. And then just deep breaths there. If you hadn't yet, you could switch the arms of that stretch. And then after that second side, you can give yourself a big hug to stretch the upper back, or if eagle arms is in your practice, you can wrap the arms up and lift them on the inhale and drop them on the exhale. And you might even lift them up and then drop your head down onto them, switching the arms when you're ready. And I really shortchanged that second side of eagle arms. So you guys, you can always pause this video or just kind of do what you need to do for your own body to feel even and well, and then catch up or hit play again. And here I'm just in dolphin pose. So this is what happened to feel good to my body instead of down dog here, as we are still making our way through this sun salutation. So maybe down dog is your jam. You love it. It feels great in your body. That's awesome. For me, oftentimes dolphin feels way better, and I know that's not the case for many folks. So you could always have just taken a child's pose there, and whenever you're ready, we're going to find our lunge on that second side. So the left foot's going to step up, squeezing the legs nice and strong. You could have hands on the block here, or you could always have that back knee down earlier than I have here. I find just a nice strong squeezed leg lunge really helps to make the hips feel safer to open a bit. So coming upright in this simple lunge when you're ready, and maybe you extend your arms overhead like we did the last round. Here I've just felt better with hand on belly and heart. Eventually it felt good to extend arms up, and that may or may not work for you. It may feel good to look up, or it may not. We're all so different in that, of course. So you could feel what feels good to you, nourishing your body, mind, and soul, honoring yourself. Maybe inhaling, really expanding the heart, opening up. Maybe exhale, a little rounding. Inhale to open, exhale, round. And then that side bend on the second side. And always feel free to readjust your shape to really serve your body, your heart, your mind. So the left hand's on the left leg, the right arm's reaching up and over to the left, and the right leg is strong and planted. Core is engaged. Breathing, sending breath to that right side, stretching those intercostal muscles between the ribs. Hanging out there as long as that really feels good to you. And we'll take the twist to the left when you're ready. Left arm reaches back. Right arm can come across to that left leg, especially to help kind of guide the twist at first. Try to keep the spine tall, head over hips. Maybe right arm reaches forward. You could reach it to the sky and let the left arm drape behind or wrap it at the waist, the low back. Breathing here into and back out through your nose, always in and out of the nose as long as that feels good to you. Though a big breath, a big sigh out is helpful. You step to the front of the mat when you're ready. Inhale, halfway lift with a strong engaged core and back. Exhale to fold just to comfort. When you're ready, soft knees. Inhale, root to rise. Grateful for this sun, this body, this day, this life. Hands to heart. Take in tons of deep breaths here. And now you have the freedom to move your body. Maybe you want to do some other shapes that your body's craving, favorite shapes. Maybe you want to do a little dance. I was really feeling it here this day, and I didn't have any music on. There were cars driving by, but it was the first day that I was able to move really relatively freely after overcoming a back injury and some pretty extensive pain. So I was feeling pretty excited to just move my body, but also being kind of careful about it. So wherever you're at, if there's people around, if anybody can see you, just move whatever way you want to. Move your body, move safely and carefully. Yeah, I tweaked my knee a little. So things happen. Things happen in our yoga practice. Things happen as we move through our day. All we can do is just be present, recognize when something happens, and take care of ourselves. So I didn't think that little tweak that I did was too serious at all, but I have dislocated both of my kneecaps in the past, and I have a great deal of issues with my knees. So I was just being extra safe here and making sure that I didn't, re-injure my back. And so what I want to offer you to close this practice is the freedom of choice, to find the strength to be present in each moment, to make the very best choices that you can, whether it's in your yoga practice or at work or at home. Everywhere that you go, you're honoring your body, your heart, your mind, your soul, and just doing whatever you have to take the very best care of yourself that you can. So maybe you'd like to lay down in Shavasana and take a nice long rest. I love you. We love you. And the choice is yours. Much love. Peace.